Welcome to Mike Vecchione Investigates. We got a great episode. Investigation 1. This weekend, a Guatemalan migrant sets a sleeping subway rider on fire in New York City. Now, in his defense, that is how you wake people up in Guatemala. It's called a Guatemalan alarm clock. As a result, President Trump threatens to take back control of the Panama Canal. I know Panama and Guatemala are different countries, but we have to do something, and we act quickly. We are threatening to take back, Trump is threatening to take back the Panama Canal because Panama is charging us exorbitant fees to use the canal, and they are ripping us off. Now, we built the canal with them, but we did build the canal, and we owned it for a while. But then through a treaty, we gave it back to them. And everybody knows our history with treaties. We don't honor them that well. Ask the Native Americans if you can find one. We don't honor treaties. We're not that good at it. So keep that in mind, Panama. Panama is charging exorbitant fees for us to go through their canal. And I just think we helped build it. Why not give us a little bit of a discount? Let us use a coupon, maybe a gift card from Honduras or one of the other Central American countries. Give us some kind of a thing to make us feel like we're valued. I think that's the main thing here. America doesn't feel valued. And when we don't feel valued, we get upset. And when we get upset, we stop wanting to share and we want to take stuff back that we gave. Don't play with us, Panama, okay? It's not a game. You're gonna think it's a game, but it's not. What about negotiating? I say we give for the canal, hear me out, 2 lakes, 3 rivers, and an above ground pool. We trade bodies of water for the body of water we want. We want the canal, 3 lakes, 2 rivers, and an above ground pool. That's fair. That's fair where I come from, which is Ohio. Anyway, the Panama president, who's being unreasonable on social media, said the canal belongs to Panama. Thus the name, the Panama Canal. We'll rename it. We'll take it back and rename it. We'll rename it Twitter. We'll call it Twitter. How about that? Have you been through Twitter lately? Yeah, I just came through Twitter. We'll call it Twitter now. No one's using that name. We've changed Twitter to X, and the Panama Canal will now become Twitter. Problem solved. Also, if Panama, you don't cooperate with us, we will take the canal back and we will shove things in it and then put it on OnlyFans, and then we will charge you to watch it. That's what we do now. This country is mostly OnlyFans, so please do not try us, please. Didn't Van Halen write a song about this? I think the treaty is in the song Panama, and it was in 1984, the album. Trump also has his eye on Canada as the 51st state. As he was talking about getting the Panama Canal back, he also was like, and I think we should make Canada the 51st state. You didn't think we could do that, Canada, did you? Just take you and turn you into a state? How does that make you feel? We turn your country into a state, one of our states. And we will use you as a timeout room, Canada. We'll take all the bad people from the United States, like if you're lighting our subway people on fire, we will throw you in Canada, and we'll use it as a timeout room. Don't think we won't. Oh, don't think we won't. We will put you in a frozen timeout room that we like to call Canada 51st state. Also, Trump is making some moves because he appointed the CEO of PayPal. He appointed him the ambassador of Denmark. So he's kicking it and talking about Denmark. Trump floats the idea of buying Greenland. Greenland is a territory of Denmark. He appoints the ambassador, who's the head of PayPal, to Denmark, and then says, you know what? We've got our eye on Greenland. How about we buy it from you? We need a place to keep all of our money. What better place to keep all of our cash than Greenland? That's where we keep our money. Our problematic people we'll put in Canada. Our money goes in Greenland. We'll put our money in Greenland. And what better guy to have as the ambassador to Denmark, which owns Greenland right now, than the PayPal CEO? Because how are we going to buy Greenland from Denmark? We're going to PayPal you. We'll send you the cash on PayPal. Everything is coming together. Unbelievable. Investigation 2. Trump floated the idea of making Canada the 51st state. Oh, you didn't think we could do that, Canada? We will turn your entire country into one of our states. Yes, we will, Canada. And we will use you as a timeout room. We will put all the people that have messed up in the United States and we will put them in Canada for a while. Time out. Yes, that's what you are now, Canada. A frozen timeout room for the United States. We won't even call you Canada anymore because that's your name. We'll switch it. We will call you Vine. No one's using Vine right now. That app is out. Remember Vine? We will call Canada Vine. And we will call the Panama Canal Twitter. We also have aspirations of buying Greenland from Denmark. Trump appointed the CEO of PayPal as the ambassador of Denmark. And while he was doing that, he was like, what do you say we take Greenland off your hands, Denmark? We buy Greenland. And what better way to do it than to PayPal Denmark the money for Greenland? Why do we need Greenland? We need a place to keep all of our money. And what better place to keep our cash than Greenland? Greenland will not be called Greenland anymore. It will be called Cash App. Greenland is now Cash App, Canada is Vine, and the Panama Canal is called Twitter. Yes, it's all coming together globally now. And I don't care if the Panamanian president doesn't like it. He went after Trump on social media. But guess what we threaten to do? You keep running your mouth, we will not retweet you. We will not retweet you. Take that, Panamanian president. And we might block you. We might block you the way you've been blocking our ships from getting a good deal from coming through your canal. What are you telling us right now? We can't come through the Panama Canal? Go around? Go around? No, we're not gonna go around. We helped build the canal, we owned it for a while, and then we gave it to you through a treaty. We are terrible at treaties. Read a history book. We're bad at treaties. We break them. We break them. Ask the Native Americans. They're on reservations right now. And we've got reservations about giving up our ambitious desire to have a canal. We want one. We need one. You got one. Let us wet our beak a little bit. We want to wet our beak in your canal. And I know that sounds like an R. Kelly song, but it isn't. It's our political policy. Now the song Panama outlines all of this with an Eddie Van Halen guitar solo. That song was before its time, and Van Halen was before its time. It was before David Lee Roth went off on his own with his goofy little career, making all kinds of songs and doing splits that no one understood. It was 1984 when things made sense. The Panama Canal was ours, and we promised to give it to Panama. But like I said, we're not good at keeping promises. Ugh, we're like a deadbeat dad, the United States. We tell you we're gonna pick you up for the baseball game, but we go to Vegas. We go to Vegas and forget about our son. That's what we do here in this country. That's the American way. Investigation 3. Luigi Mangione was in court today. He was charged with first-degree murder. It should be first-degree sexy because women packed the courtroom like a pond full of hungry fish just to get a look at him. A grinning Luigi Mangione appeared to yuck it up in Manhattan courtroom on Monday as he pleaded sexy to first-degree murder of United CEO Brian Thompson. Mangione walked into the courtroom like he owned it. That's not the article, that's me saying it. His feet were chained together, and which is good because women love somebody who's chained up. Some women, the kind that you don't marry. Wearing a maroon sweater, which is a very innocent color, over a white collared shirt. Tan khakis, like he works at Bennigan's, and orange prison shoes so that anybody can see him coming. An outfit that oddly matched the attire of his attorney, Karen Friedman, who's probably already sleeping with him. At least 24 women packed the courtroom. This is what I'm talking about. Why are women so attracted to him? He has back problems. How do you plead, the judge said, as he was wearing a robe. Everybody's dressed pretty sexy. During the hearing, Mangione flashed a grin and looked around the court with furrowed brows and a smoldering expression. What is this, a poem? A furrowed brow? His attorney argued before Judge Caro that she was very concerned about her client's rights to a fair trial and his rights to a hot trial. He's being tried for hotness right now, and he's winning the jury of women over because of his abs. He's being prejudiced by some statements made by the government officials. He's a young man, and he's being treated like a human ping pong. Well, why don't you 3D print yourself some bail and get out of there, Luigi? This is straight out of a Batman movie. The defense slammed Mayor Adams and the NYPD for Mangione's perp walk last week. They could have arrested him in a dignified way, flew him on a private jet, put him in jail, got him into a hot tub, then a cold plunge, then a sauna, then got him a spa treatment, and then put him in court, okay? That's the way sexy people live. Take it from me. This is what I do every day, and Luigi's no different. Get him some macaroni. The mayor should know more than anyone about presumption of innocence. He was trying to distract the issue. Let's go down the timeline of what happened. Oh, wait a second. We don't need to, because he was caught on video doing it. He was caught on video doing the crime with the 3D gun that he printed out. The dramatic perp walk came after Mangione arrived in the Big Apple. That's New York. We like to call it the Big Apple. Take a bite out of it. 3D print yourself some fruit. The dramatic perp walk came after Mangione arrived in the Big Apple last week by helicopter after a brief extradition hearing in Pennsylvania. You don't want to be tried in Pennsylvania. Boring. It's sexier to be tried in New York. And then maybe try him in LA. And then maybe Turks and Caicos. He should be tried in a very sexy place, okay? Pennsylvania is not that sexy. No disrespect, Pennsylvania. I'm not throwing shade. But this guy is hot, and he deserves to be tried in hot places. New York, LA, Paris, Turks and Caicos. Get him on tour. Get this trial on tour and then make it a musical starring Nathan Lane. He's smiling in court. Oh, it makes me mad. He's expected to be arraigned. I think arraigned is code for shower. In state court after his indictment on 11 counts. 11 beautiful counts, including first-degree murder and furtherance of terrorism. Yeah, that's part of it. Terrorism. Italians doing terrorism now. Oh my God. But the surprise to his lawyers, the Ivy Leaguer was carted to a Manhattan federal courtroom for arraignment and parallel leveled by the feds. The feds are shadowing him as the cops are detaining him. Detaining, shadowing. Maybe Luigi's a double agent. Maybe he's working for someone else. We have to find out who he's working for. He's probably working for the rehab facilities. The rehab facilities and odds with the healthcare companies. The surprise federal case came after health insurance industry leaders leaned on the Department of Justice to take up the case against Mangione as a deterrent against copycat killers. They don't want any other health insurance CEOs killed, okay? Because some lone wolves out there, which women also find sexy, lone wolves will go out and kill the heads of other insurance companies, and it's wrong. I mean, you know, they could spawn off from health insurance and go into car insurance. Where's the CEO of Geico? The CEO of State Farm? And these are my favorite commercials. A small lizard selling you health insurance? And what about other kinds of insurance? Home insurance, flood insurance, earthquake insurance. Are those killers going to be as sexy as Luigi? Probably less and less sexy until you get the dregs of society for like travel insurance. Those people who kill the CEOs of the travel insurance companies are probably uggo. God, Luigi in a car looks hot. He's such a sexy passenger. The alleged assassin will remain, he's not alleged, he did it on video. He's on video doing it. I don't know what alleged, this keeps getting steamy. He wrote Deny, Defend, Oppose, which is a poem. That's what sexy people do. They don't just kill, they write poems on the bullets that they use. They write poetry on the bullets. Mangione exited the courtroom. One woman supporter shyly flashed him a thumbs up. She should have flashed him beep boop, and that would have been hot. Outside, more than 30 supporters of Mangione chanted and held signs in support of the accused killer. And the signs were also beautiful and decorated. Aren't these people getting ready for Christmas? How do you have time for this? How do you have time to go support a sexy killer? Don't you have lives? You have bills to pay? You have time to do this? The suspect fled the 5 boroughs with a ghost gun, so they call a 3D gun, the ghost gun, outside his Midtown Manhattan hotel. He bicycled, he hopped a train, he did everything except unicycle away, which would have been hilarious. Not guilty by way of circus. After a 5-day nationwide hunt, Mangione was busted in Altoona. Altoona. I'd rather go to prison. He's an Ivy League grad from a wealthy Baltimore family. Authorities say Mangione planned the murder months in advance because of his gripe with the parasitic healthcare company. Look, here's the bottom line. Number one, he shouldn't have killed another person. That's first-degree murder. It's first-degree murder. You can't kill another person in cold blood and be celebrated. You shouldn't be celebrated. You committed murder. I don't care how sexy you are. I don't care how beautiful your abs are. I don't care how good of a shape or smart or charming you are. You can't commit first-degree murder. You just can't do it. Period. The second thing is these health insurance companies shouldn't exist. They should not exist. They're too big. I'm not saying that we shouldn't have something in place to help with the efficiency of the healthcare industry. This ain't it. These healthcare companies are too big, and it speaks to the wild corruption, the wild Mexican-style corruption that we have in our government. It's wild that these companies can just dump money into the government and just get whatever they want. It's ridiculous, it's insane, and it shouldn't be happening. And this shouldn't have to happen, a first-degree murder, for us to have a conversation about this. They're two separate things. First-degree murder is wrong. These healthcare companies, what they are doing is wild corruption, and they shouldn't exist. Both things can be true, and they are true. So let's get rid of these healthcare companies. Let's figure out another system. I'm not saying socialized medicine, but I'm saying there's got to be another system where it's just not cutthroat, for profit, turning away people's claims, and then having no recourse. People having no recourse. Because I hear pundits basically saying, oh, he should have done this a different way. It's like spitting into the wind. No one's listening. These companies have so much money. They have more money than most countries. It's easier to overthrow a small country than it is to move the needle on any of the healthcare companies and the system that's in place, because the big money, oddly enough, likes to hold on to their big money, and they don't want to give it up. So I'm not saying that there should be a first-degree murder. I'm saying show me a way to legally do this. It's basically impossible. There has to be mass outrage. Not saying murder, but mass outrage in order to take down these healthcare companies, which shouldn't exist. I think healthcare should come with your insurance company. What are they talking about insurance all the time? Bundling. Just bundle my healthcare with my insurance and with my home insurance and with my flood insurance and with my travel insurance. Just bundle it all together, one low fee, I'm covered. And if everybody does that, then, and people are honest in the insurance industry and not inflating costs. Oh yeah, we need this. We need $700 a month. Come on. I'm a working person. I can't pay that. I'm not going to pay that. all right? Just be fair. Be fair, and everybody will not have to 3D print a gun and not have to shoot another human being and kill them and ride a bike to a train to a bus and then get busted in Altoona, Pennsylvania at a McDonald's. That's it for Mike Vecchione Investigates. We'll see you next time.